There were actually different performance gaps that were actually identified throughout the process. Each performance gap was in a different department. The first one was actually the difference between the sales expectations and the sales outcome. So obviously there has been a decrease in sales and therefore goals are no longer being met. Knowledge of available resources. We have an entire training department that's not really being utilized to its maximum potential. So from that standpoint, that seems to be a waste of a resource. So there's a huge performance gap right there. The delivery and absorption of the training is actually another performance gap that was identified. It seems that either employees are not really picking up on the information or the delivery method is not effective. So we need to be able to identify if we need to go ahead and revamp and find new material to actually train employees on, or if we need to identify a different method as to how we're actually going to deliver that method to a matter where it's going to be more effective. Next slide, please. There were actually several influencing factors that may have created the need to actually switch from being a training department to a performance improvement department. Obviously, the main reason is a decrease in sales. A decrease in sales means a decrease in revenue, which would obviously be a red flag for a company if your income is actually decreasing down. The need for innovation and improvement, because obviously if you're in a competitive market, then you want to make sure that you're changing along with the demands and the consumer needs. And if there's competition out there, you want to make sure that you're actually staying one step ahead of the game. The third reason would actually be the current training process is ineffective. So from that perspective, we want to go ahead and make sure that we maximize the available resources that we currently have. We want to restructure in order to enhance the utilization of those available resources, because that may mean that data may be identified to where you may be able to reach successful changes for the future if you're able to actually identify different performance gaps that you may be encountering in your company.